In this video, we're going to update our pop-ups to add in a related records element, and we're going to do that by manipulating the item object JSON for our layers. So open up the update pop-up related.py script from the pop-ups folder. You're going to manipulate the feature service definition returned from the item object getData method that returns the information as a Python dictionary. You're going to manipulate that dictionary to add the relationship element to our pop-ups. The relationship element will display related records. We're going to add related records to our pop-ups for our layers and tables, and we can only achieve this if the pop-ups info property exists in the feature service item data that is returned. There is no way to get pop-up information from the feature layer object or to update the pop-up through the feature layer object itself. Before I begin, I'm going to head over to ArcGIS Online Assistant and show you the JSON for the relationship element that we want to achieve. Here we see the definition for our trail viewpoints layer. We're going to set two relationship elements. We can see here type relationship for the first and type relationship for the second. And we can see the makeup of this relationship element. We see the properties, type, description, display count, display type, and so on. And one of the important properties here is the relationship ID. You can see here is relationship 2. And for our second one, it is relationship 4. But these two dictionaries that describe the relationship element are not good enough on its own. We also need to add the related records info entry. You can see here the related records info entry is a dictionary. It has a show related records property that we must set to true. And then we have the order by fields, which is a list. That is a list containing two dictionaries. So one dictionary for each relationship element that we're adding. And we can see the two properties in there, field and order. If you take a look at field, it starts with relationship. It then has the relationship ID and it has the relationship key field. And we see for the second, it is for relationship ID 4. And we see it has a key field of view name. We are programmatically going to create our two relationship elements along with the related records info for each layer and table in our feature service that has a relationship set. So let's head back over to the Python script. Up top, I am importing the default dict from the collections module from the standard Python library along with the copy module. And we'll see these in action throughout the script. We first access ArcGIS Online using our GIS class and applying our home string. We'll assign our GIS object to a variable called AGOL. We then access our GIS object, content manager get method, and supply in our feature service item ID, which I'll paste in now. The get method will return an item object that will assign to a variable called item. We are interested in retrieving the definition for our item object that we get by calling the getData method. It will return the definition as a Python dictionary, and we'll assign that dictionary to a variable called item data. We create a dictionary for our feature layers where the feature layer ID is the key and the feature layer relationships, which is a list of dictionaries defining each relationship, are the values. So we saw in ArcGIS Online Assistant that our trail viewpoints will be 0 and it will have two relationships in that list. We do the same for our tables, where we get our table ID as the keys and the relationship list as the value. We then combine these two dictionaries into one dictionary named allRelDict. We're going to use the default dict to group the relationship IDs into a list. We then iterate over our all relationship dictionary. So for each ID and relationship list in that dictionary, for each relationship in the list, for each relationship ID, the relationship ID will be the key value and the value will be the table ID and the key field name. The key field is the field that the relationship is based on. I'll run up to this point so we can see the relationship ID dictionary print to the screen. I'll click run and we can see the output. We see here the relationship ID here for 2. There was a relationship between table ID 0 and table ID 1. and this is our trail viewpoints and our park trails. The trail name in the trail viewpoints latches on to the trail name in the park trails. We see relationship ID 4, where our trail viewpoints, the viewpoint name field, has a relationship with the viewpoint reviews based on the view name. Relationship 1, the park trails feature layer, has a relationship with the park boundaries, where the key field in both is the park name. And our last one, with a relationship ID of 3, is for our park boundaries with a relationship to the park maintenance table, where the key fields are both park name. And this is going to help us build up our relationship elements and our related records info entry for each layer and table. I'll comment out printing the related ID dictionary. I'll open up the next portion of the script. Here we're creating a variable called relationship element, and if you take a look at this dictionary, it matches what we saw in ArcGIS Online Assistant, where the type is relationship, that is a relationship element. We need to set the order by fields and update the none value and also the relationship ID. We're going to build two dictionaries, one for the relationship element and the other for the related records info. For each relationship ID and entries, which is our list of dictionaries that describes the relationship between the layers and the tables based on their relationship ID, we'll set the first entry to a variable called A and the second entry to a variable called B. We then use the copy module to take a deep copy of our relationship element. I'm going to assign that to a relationship element A. And we want our relationship element A order by fields and the first element in that list and the field property to be the B key field. So if we see that this here is A, we are taking the B key field and we're adding it in as the field property in the order by fields. We are then setting the relationship ID to be the relationship ID as shown here. So for the first one, it's going to be 2, for the second will be 4. So on the first run, relationship ID will be 2. The key field will be trail name. We then do the same for our B. So we take a deep copy of our relationship element dictionary. We set the order by fields field to be the key field from our A, and we use the same relationship ID. We then add both A and B to our relationship elements dictionary. That sorts out the relationship element. Next we have the related records info. We add to our order by fields dictionary, where the key is going to be the table ID for A. So that is 0 down here for the first one. We saw this string in ArcGIS Online Assistant, where the field property started with relationship. It had the relationship ID, which we are getting from iterating over our relationship ID dictionary. And the end of that string is the key field for the opposite side of the relationship. So for A, it's going to be trail name. And then we do the same for B, where we get the key field for A. So this one will also be trail name. It'll only be different for our viewpoint name here and our view name. So view name would be set for A and viewpoint name would be set for B. I'll run to here and I'll print those two dictionaries to screen so we can have a better assessment. So if we take a look at our relationship elements, I'll just take a look at the first one. 0 is our layer ID or table ID. We can see the list of relationships that will be set here. There'll be one set for relationship ID 2 and for relationship ID 4. Each dictionary represents the relationship element for our pop-up. If I scroll down, we'll see the second dictionary, which is for our related records info. Again, the key is the layer or table ID. We have our field property, that is the string containing relationship, the relationship ID, and the key field for the relationship that it matches to. You can see here for our trail viewpoints, it is a list containing 2 dictionaries, and each dictionary is an entry in the order by fields in the related records info entry. I'll comment out our print statements and we'll move on to applying the information that we have generated so that we can add related records to our pop-ups. For each layer in our item data layers is a list of dictionaries where each dictionary represents a feature layer in the feature service. We dig into the pop-up info pop-up elements of the layer and we're adding to the list of pop-up elements. I scroll down the bottom here. So we see here for our trail viewpoints, this list of dictionaries is going to be added to what's there already. So we're adding 2 more pop-up elements to the pop-up elements that are already available for our trail viewpoints. We then need to add to the related records info. We saw from ArcGIS Online Assistant that we set show related records to true. And then we're setting the order by fields to be the list that was generated in our order by fields dictionary. If I scroll down the bottom, we can see here for trail viewpoints that this list here will be set for our order by fields. We then do the same for our tables. Once we've manipulated the item data dictionary, we're going to overwrite the item data for our item object. We call our item object update method. We set the item properties parameter to be a dictionary with a key of text and a value of the updated item data dictionary. We'll assign the calling of the update method to a variable called status and we'll print status to screen. Before running, I'll pop on over to ArcGIS Online. Here we have our Park Trails feature service. I have trail viewpoints highlighted, and if I click on pop-ups on the right hand side, you can see the current state of the pop-up. And when I click on one here, it's to show that we actually have attachment set. We set the title, we updated the fields, we added attachments, and we removed the last edited. We will see related record info when I run the script. So let's head back over to our Python script and run. The script is complete. We'll head over to ArcGIS Online. I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, let me go find a trail viewpoint that has a relationship. So here we have the FDM statue. And I click on that. We see our trail viewpoint title. We have our fields. I scroll down. There's no photo for this FDM statue. You can see here the relationship with our park trails. Click that. It opens up the park trails that has one photo. And again, our park trails also has relationship set. So there's 2 trail viewpoints in the relationship with our FDM trail. And there's also a relationship with the park boundaries. I'll go back to the trail viewpoints and we can see the reviews. One review there, and someone has attached a photo of my baldy head. If I click on the park boundary, we can see that it has one park trail and it also has the park maintenance information. So you have successfully added related records information to our pop-ups. Make sure to continue on to the next video in this series and also make sure to subscribe. Take care.